सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ओम शैलपुर जी महादेव की जय। देवादिदेव देवेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्रीदीप नारायण भगवान की जय। हिंदू धर्म सम्राट परमहंस स्वामी श्री माधवानंदपुर जी सदगुरुदेव भगवान की जय। विश्व गुरु महामंडलेश्वर परमहंस स्वामी श्री महेश्वरानंदपुर जी गुरुदेव की जय। Salutations to the cosmic self. Salutations to Shailakpur ji Siddhapeeth Parampara. My Dandavat Pranams to our beloved Gurudev, His Holiness Vishwaguru Mahamandaleshwar Maheshwaranand Ji. Om Namo Narayan to all the sannyasis present here, which are majority of you. And Hari Om and good evening to all of you who are present here. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. That's what we always sing. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Mahesh. बढ़िया है. The full form of God, God. Gurudev always says, God, G for generator, which is Brahma. O for operator, which is Vishnu. And D for destroyer, which is Shiva. But when we sing Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, we say that Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, and Guru is Mahesh. He holds all the qualities, or he is higher than God. That's why we take all forms into the Guru. Even in the Shastras it is said, when we are standing in the temple, having darshan of the mandir, it can be our Shiva temple or any temple for that instance. If any sadhu is coming and your eyes are locked in and having darshan of the deity which is present in that temple, then you don't, but one of the sins which many people do is, when we are having darshan of the God, our concentration is there on that idol. But some friend, family, someone we see in the temple, oh, hi, how are you? So even for any saint who comes, we are not supposed to leave that darshan and go and make pranam to the saint and then come back. But only exception is for the Guru. If your Guru walks in that same temple while you are having darshan, that's the only exemption, because Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, everyone said that the only exemption when you can leave the line or leave the darshan and first go and make pranam, dandavat pranam to someone who is higher than us is the Guru. Rest, any saint comes, you can stand from there, do like this, then continue your puja, and later when you are done with the temple, then make proper pranam. So, Ramasya Ishvara, Ramishvara. The God, this has two meanings. You can have the one who Rama worships, that becomes Rameshwar. That's why one of the Jyotirlings in South India was Rameshwar, where Lord Ram did puja of Lord Shiva. Yasya Ishvara Rameshwara. So whose God is Rama? That one. So that's how they both are arguing who is higher. The one who is praised by Rama or the one who is worshipped is Rama. So Vishnu and Shiva, they both are saying that this one is higher or this one is higher. But for us, the highest is where all three are residing, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. All of them are in the same aspect. For us, that is the highest, and that is our Sri Sadgurudev. There is no form or no deity or no one who is higher. That's why we always sing in our prayer also, Rama Krishna se kaun bade usne bhi guru keen. Even when they were incarnated, who themselves were gods, when they incarnated, they also needed to have a guru. to teach us something. That's why we have satsangs. Satsang doesn't need to be for us to learn something new. Satsang is also a way for refreshing those knowledge which we have. This is all what we talk about, all you heard from Gurudev. There is nothing new which you will learn. But it is a refreshment. Even in schools and colleges, they teach us one chapter and they are not done. They push us for at least a week or something to complete and repeat that same topic till we know it. In the same way, any type of knowledge which is coming into our brain, into our ears, doesn't need to be new. It can be refreshed, but that is also having some effect on us. That's why regular satsangs are held in ashrams, that we can hear something. We have a long day working, this, that, having multiple things to do. But at the end of the day, we end the day with something divine, something which remains with us. Rest, everything shall depart. All the emotions, all the things which are happening in our lives, they go. But the knowledge, the teachings, the bhajans, the name of the Lord, the mala, the mantra, these all things are which are staying with us for long term. Peace, we talk about peace, inner peace, outer peace. That is the topic where you all are welcome. I think those of you who are watching, because those of you who are sitting are still here. But on the 28th, we have Interfaith Conference in London, where we are going to talk about this topic, inner peace and outer peace. So these peace which we are trying to find, we try to find peace in family, we try to find peace amongst each other, we try to find peace around us. But the main peace which we need is the peace which we are finding everywhere, but it is already with us. It's just layer and layer and layer of other things which are blocking that from us realizing it. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman. Tattvamasi. These all are from the Upanishads, which are teaching us that we have that already inside of us, that is already inside of us, but we do not realize it, we do not notice it, and we do not see it, because not our physical vision from our eyes, but our inner vision, our mind is cluttered with so many different things which is hiding that realization. And when that shift becomes from us or from I to thy, they, thy, thou. What was that famous bhajan from Gajananji? Though you are in my heart, about Swamiji. That one. They say thy, thou. So when we shift that I to thy, then is the shift from being just living our normal lives and the shift from realizing that which is already within us. But that is only realized when we go within ourselves, when we find that peace which is there but which is not found yet. And once we go within, once we realize that peace, then we will know what is that. And that is the shift when we are shifting from our normal day-to-day life to the path towards realization. The ultimate goal for us is moksha, self-realization. Self-realization, we need to realize ourselves. The help, the guidance is always going to come from Gurudev. But the work has to be done by ourselves. He will show us the path, he will guide us, but the moving legs are ours. That's why when he says, where should we walk? The Shastra says, don't walk in front of the Guru, don't walk behind the Guru, don't walk on the right, don't walk on the left. What does that mean? Should we walk diagonal now? No, it is said, walk the path which the Guru shows you. Because that is the right path. No other path is right. So the guidance has to come from there, but the Guru is not the person who is going to hold our finger or our hand and drag us forcefully to the path which we don't want. That's why Guruji said about the fourth kripa, which is Khud ki kripa. When we have Khud ki kripa, when we realize that by ourselves, then we are progressing in that path. But the guidance and the kripa of Gurudev will always be there and will always remain. But the efforts have to be done by us. The knowledge in the schools and the colleges are given by the teachers, but the exams are written by us. In the exams, which marks we get, what marks we don't get, that is in our hands. There, all the tools are given. Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, all the scriptures are not there or not read just because they're old, but because in each and every one of those scriptures there are teachings which are valuable for all generations. It doesn't matter which age span you are, doesn't matter which lifestyle you're living, that knowledge is the divine knowledge which is useful throughout our lives and coming generations. Krishna didn't force Arjuna to go for the war, but he told, realize yourself, realize your value, realize the enemies, and go according to the dharma, not according to the instructions. Krishna could finish the Mahabharata within a second, but no. So in the same way, Guru is our Krishna who is showing us that big form and showing us that, look, this is the reality. He can enlighten us just by a touch, or it doesn't need even a touch. He can just look into you or do his magic. But no, he will still make us work and progress in that path for us to progress. Life isn't just a piece of cake that we just sit and we get enlightened. Niranjan is doing Anushthan for how many years already? 35, 36 years only. Obviously he had certain realizations and things, but he's still sitting here, so the kripa is there, the movement is there, progress is there, but it's not an instantaneous journey. When he started first time doing first day of Anushthan, he didn't realize that. It takes time. Hari Om, Hari Om Mataram. It takes time. Same as how the Guru is treating us. We are like that metal slab. And that has to be heated in the very hot temperature. Then in that hot temperature, depends what comes out. Then you are hammered until the Guru brings you in that shape. The shape must be given. And without that fire treatment, or if the treatment is not done properly, then when you forge a sword, and the sword is not treated and heated and cooled off properly, then it breaks, it snaps. So in the same way, this body, this Atma, this is for us to realize that this is not us. In Mandukya Upanishad, it gives a beautiful example about two birds who are sitting on the same tree, on the same branch. One of them is eating the fruits and the second one is just sitting and observing. So Mandukya Upanishad teaches us that that second bird which is witnessing everything, that is us. Naham karta pravdeep karta, maha pravdeep karta hi kevalam. We are not the doer is Mahaprabhuji. So same way, we are just the witness. What is happening is not in our control. What is happening, what we are doing is not us. When we realize that that is not us and we are just the witness, then we are the living embodiment of what is written in Aprokshanubhuti, which we were talking also last time about koham kadamidam jatam ko ve karta saviddate. Who am I? From where did I originate? What is the purpose of me being here? Me, I, it's me, myself, and I. When we passed from that and when we realized that this is just the body, these are just the clothes in the wardrobe. When we open our closet, we have many different clothes. When we change our clothes, the same way this Atman changes clothes. This is not permanent. It's Nashvar. Nashvar means it will go. Same as our emotions will go, same as our ups and downs will go. But it is said also, when we close off to one person, when we close our heart to one person, we close that door towards the God or towards the Guru also. But when you start loving yourself, when you start loving everyone around you, when you start loving the nature, when you start loving everything, then that door is open. That's why love, unity, peace, these all are words. One person asked one saint and said, Guruji, 20 years I am practicing, or how many, 30? 35 years I am practicing, but still I get angry. What to do? He said, you see, this is the result of 35 years of practicing. If you would be not practicing, you would be already throwing stones at me. So with 35 years or 20 years or whatever years of practice, we still are at shouting and screaming and fighting and this and that. So without any practice in the normal world, without the spiritual aspect which we have somewhat, we would be like Rakshasas. The outer world is full of Rakshasas. We all think, do we have enemies? No, no enemies at all. Biggest enemies are ourselves of ourselves. The inner enemies are killing us first, then the outer enemies. So first we need to remove or work with our own inner enemies, then we can work with the outer enemies. But till we don't function and believe in ourselves, we can't do anything. Because we feel that we are not strong enough, we are not capable enough, we are not enough. We always want more, or we believe that we are too less than what we are. But when we understand and realize that we are more than enough and we are the best version of ourselves, and we can only go further and progress in our life and not go backwards, that helps us in our long-term goal. But for that we need to realize that we are okay, and we are okay with what we have, and we are satisfied and content with what we have. But we are not. We always want more and more and more, because that is our human nature. That nature doesn't need to be changed, but we can have more and more and more of bhakti, more and more of love, more and more of unity, more and more of spirituality. But we are running behind more and more of the maya, moha maya janjal, which is the spider web. It will never be enough for us. But if we are happy and content with what we have and how it is going, then we'll be happy. Because then we will realize that with what we have, it's sufficient enough for us to live. There was one saint, and he had a beautiful hut like this, made out of grass. And one night one thief came. And Guruji was out, and he came back, and he said, "Oh, welcome. How nice you came to see me. You're not scared, you're not shocked. Why should I be? You obviously needed something, that's why you came so late in the night. But unfortunately, I don't have anything." He was sleeping on a kusha asana, on a grass mat, had his mala, had a shawl. So he said, "Oh, it's cold outside, so here you go, I give you my shawl." Then after many years, the same person comes back, but not as a thief, but as a dedicated follower. And he said, "That day, Guruji, something you changed inside of me." "Did I give you something?" "Yes, the light." And that is what Guru does. He doesn't look at our background, like when we are applying a visa for Australia, or when we are applying a visa for anywhere. They do a whole background check to see, or even when you're applying for a passport, they will do a whole police verification to see if you have any criminal records or anything. But when you come to the Guru's lotus feet, there is no background check. There is not who you are, where you are from, why did you come, what was your past. Doesn't matter. For us, we are that same flame. which Gurudev includes and gives that knowledge, gives that light to all of us equally. And that light is being preserved by us and is being forwarded to the coming people by us. But that's the light came from the same source. So the light which is lit amongst each and every one of us is the same light. It's the light of the Parampara, it's the light of Gurudev, which is given to us to continue and to take it forward. Not to withdraw and not to close off and close and blow off that light and done. But that light cannot be blown off. The oil will get less, the flame will go low. And even when we feel that there is nothing and everything is some just fault and everything is the fault of the why we came to this, and even after 10 years, if you realize that, okay, maybe it wasn't the smartest idea to leave and you come back, still open arms, welcome. It never cuts you off, it never closes you off. But if there is some time, some strictness or some love or some unbalance, that is because of our own things, because the Guru is the mirror of ourselves. And when we go, he needs to teach us and put us through that fire, through that hammering, for us to grow and to succeed. That is not bad for us, that is good for us. Doesn't matter how much hammering we get. And when there's sometimes too much love, then that hammering is not possible, then he sends us to Vishwakananji. Because sometimes when I was younger, that hammering he couldn't do. So he sent me to Vishwakananji, and there I got double hammering. But now later, after many years past 2013, so how many? 12 years. After 12 years, then I realized that, okay, maybe that was not the worst idea ever. But when we are going through that period, then why did he do this to me? Why did he send me here to living heaven opposite? And then why am I have to going through this? So many times you have brilliant ideas to do something stupid, to run away in this and that. But later you realize that whatever fire you went through at that period of time was basically beneficial for the long term. Through that you can learn many things, you get stronger in life, and then small things what are happening around us doesn't affect us anymore. Why? Because we cross that hammering part, that then everything else feels not so bad. So that's why if that phase comes to us, just know that is a phase, and that phase shall also pass. So that hammering period is necessary. So maybe this situation which we are living through right now might feel as a hammering phase. But there's always a reason for what is happening and why is it happening and in which way it is happening. Why we are here, we don't know. How long we will be here, we don't know. But as long as we are here, we live it with dharma, with our duties, with our Guru Kripa, then everything goes smoothly. How it goes, that is in his hand. Some people call it transition period, some people call it chaos, madhouse. It's a combination of all. Because we are so used, or so, I wouldn't call attached, we all are attached to Gurudev, but we are so used to get every single little instruction from Gurudev himself that now this period feels like we are lost. Close this door, the kitchen door should be closed, or this color of paint should be done on this wall, or in the Om Ashram, Sudarshanji and Yogaji know how many times they were breaking and rebuilding the Om Ashram just because of Swamiji's certain changes and new brilliant ideas. But why? Because perfection. If Om Ashram, he would just make it in one go, I think Om Ashram would be ready in much sooner. But because of breaking that same wall 3 times and rebuilding that same wall 3 times, which made absolutely zero sense for them, but obviously they were certain reasons or whatever. Because he is Trikaldarshi, not us. He knows why he's doing, what is he doing. If he's doing it just to piss us off and burn our inner ego or burn our anger or burn whatever, that he knows. Why is he doing it? Let him do it. But we can take it as a test that if we can manage and go and cross that fire, or if we give up, or what do we do with it, that's in our hands. But he will put us through it. Now even when he's silent, doesn't mean now he can be silent and say absolutely nothing, but he's still observing everything. He still notices things, he still sees and knows what is going on innerly. For me, I take it in a way simple as that. He is looking at us, he is seeing what mess we can do now. Because he taught us enough, he taught us a lot of Viveka, Vairagya, everything he was teaching us. And now he's sitting and just looking. What are we doing? How are we doing it? What will be the workflow? Because now still there can be corrections made. So he's observing. He's seeing what I taught, does it really go in their heads, or whatever I taught all my life goes from 1 year and out the second one. See, that's why God gave us 2 years. To put here information in and throw it out here. But then he gave us also buddhi and viveka in the middle. So information goes in, then it circles around, then the good things we keep and the useless things we throw out. But sometimes we make a direct passage. Like, when there's a boring class in school, you just put it here, in and out. Not advising you kids who are watching. Take all information in. Not the best example for schooling education, but yeah. There are 2 types of knowledge, as we are on the topic of knowledge. One knowledge is the worldly knowledge, where we learn all about physics and biology and chemistry and maths and all these things which are kind of useful for you all, kind of useless for me, or at least I feel so, because I'm not going to use chemistry and biology and physics in my day-to-day life. But still, it's good to have that knowledge, may be useful sometimes. Ganeshwarji did what? Which type of physics? Physics, quantum physics, or some physics he did. But now he's Mahamadleshwar and teaching Sanskrit, so yeah. But still, and the second type of knowledge, which is most important for us, is the spiritual knowledge. That spiritual knowledge is the knowledge which helps us grow in our day-to-day life. The knowledge, the worldly knowledge gives us the knowledge, and the knowledge which is not in the worldly knowledge is gained by spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge also, even if we don't read everyday books and shastras and Bhagavad Gita and this and that, it also can come by closing our eyes and believing and having that faith. Faith is important. Faith is also a pillar for us that holds us onto something. We have faith in Gurudev, we have faith in God, we have faith in this, we have faith in that. Why? Because without faith, without bhakti, without devotion, it's like we are idolizing or worshipping something that we don't know. But if we have faith in it, even with faith and even with that ichha, wish, even with the wish of having something or gaining something, will help us and speed the process. Because one thing is just blindly doing something, and one is that we know and have the faith and the devotion towards Gurudev or towards our masters, that we know that we are just the puppets and what is happening is not in our hand, but for that we need to surrender. But there's always a but. We love buts. There's always a but in everything. I will do this, but not this. This will happen, but not this. When we remove the buts and put it on Gurudev's lotus feet and say, Gurudev, whatever you do, I am okay with it. Even though maybe we are not completely okay with it, but even when we do the initiative of starting to be okay with things how they flow, then it will flow in the right way. But for that you need faith, for that you need devotion, for that we need surrenderness, for that we need to believe in something. And that something for us is our Gurudev, because for us he is the ultimate, omnipresent, everlasting, omniscient, Paramahans, everything basically. That's why Gurudev is known Vishwaguru. There are many Mahamandaleshwars, there are many Shankaracharyas, there are many this, but Vishwaguru. Why? Because he is the one who united the whole world, who brought back all this. Nowadays there may be many gurus, many spiritual leaders, but the Sadguru, there are many gurus, but Sadguru is a rare gem which you can't find. And when we did find, actually we didn't find him, he found all of us. But when you become one with that and merge into that Guru Tattva and realize that, then we are in Paramahananda, because he's the one who gives us that ultimate bliss, that ultimate happiness, that ultimate joy, peace, everything he gives us. How does he give us? We don't know, and we don't need to know. What do we get from him? We don't know, we don't need to know. When we realize that, well and good. If we don't realize that, hopefully we realize that. But we need to work on ourselves. Doesn't matter what is happening around us, there is always going to be distraction. You can't run away from that. You meditate, we do our mala. While doing our mala, 100 thoughts come, There are 108 beads and 108 thoughts. So one mala. What if this will happen? Second bead. I think I should do this. Third bead. Oh, I'm going to London soon. What will I do there? Fourth bead. Slowly, then we learn how to control those thoughts, and then we could become thoughtless. And by experience telling you, being without thoughts is the most amazing feeling you can have. People ask me, what are you thinking about? Absolutely nothing. Nothing? Nothing. Do you feel anything? Some people call it you are a rock or a robot. I call it not that. I'm happy with peace. And there is a lot of peace when you don't feel, or I wouldn't say you should not feel. You should feel still, because feelings are important. Without feelings, things don't function. But no expectations. That I worked a lot on, and now it's good, happily, thankfully. When you don't have expectations, you can't be upset and you can't be happy on things. If something comes in your life, well and good. Something doesn't happen in your life, well and good. But if you expect something to happen and it doesn't happen, then you become angry, you become sad. So why to be over joyous and over sad? If you are neutral, best. If you don't imagine things, the worst part is, we are imagining that this will happen. Now I'm going tomorrow night, day after tomorrow, soon in 3 days or whatever. When I go, then what will I do? How will be the flight? How long will be the flight? When I land, what will I do? Where will I stay? This all will be organized. When Holy Guruji was going in the train to Gujarat or somewhere, Mahaprabhuji asked, do you need anything? Guruji said, I don't need anything, because I have your blessings, and whatever I will need, you will always provide. So when we have that faith in Gurudev, then we will know that wherever we go in our life, whatever we do in our life, we have that faith and we know that he will provide. He will not let us starve, he will not let us die, and he will not let us down. But for that we need to surrender. And without thoughts, it's best peace. You can imagine what you want to dream about, and you dream about that. Sometimes you don't dream. But nightmares don't exist because no thoughts. And it's much more peaceful. So try to find that peace, and once you find that peace, then you will realize that you don't need outer happinesses or outer peace when you have inner peace. I don't know if I have inner peace or not, but I'm sure that I don't have thoughts. So one step. It's good. It seriously is good. You don't need to think about anything. How do you achieve that? I have absolutely zero clue how I did it, but it works for me. So I hope that you find that something. But that is all possible with kripa, with the devotion and surrenderness. That's the only thing that I follow. A lot of asanas and pranayam. Yes, Gurudev gave the beautiful system of yoga and daily life. For me, I have faith in him, I believe in him, I trust in him, and I surrender myself to him, and for me that is enough. What comes, comes, what goes, goes, no problem. Mala, most important gift which I can get is his mala. I got that, I do mala, finito. No need of anything. Sitting 10 hours a day. This is constant. And mala also is not necessary once it goes ajapa. But mala is there because otherwise we will go, yes, ajapa, but we are on our phones and yes, mantra is going on. But this is reminding us of the each mantra and making us feel it, think it, and live with that. You saw Guruji, he could talk to you, do anything, and still the mala was rotating. Why? Because it's ajapa, but still, even though it was ajapa, he still had his mala beat going on. That is the most biggest gift you can get from Gurudev, your mala, your mantra. Follow that, all rest will be flowing automatically. Go with the flow. No planning. Best, you see, no planning. Don't plan your tickets for going back, no, nothing. When will you go back? They don't know. Best. That's why there should not be any plannings. People say, oh, we need to know somewhat, Swamiji had a whole year of plans. Yeah, that was Swamiji. I don't have any plans. We go with the flow. We will see where the life takes us, where the journey takes us, and we go like that. Somewhat few months of planning is needed sometimes, but personally, if that plan also doesn't work, I'm okay with that. If that plan works, I'm also okay with that. Expectations is not needed in life, because when we expect, then there are 100 more chaos going on in our brain, and we don't need that. Just become one with Gurudev, feel that energy and unite yourself one with that Guru Tattva, and all sorted. Then nothing else is needed. There was another hut, and there was another sadhu living in that hut, and they were very beautiful kids who wanted to play a prank. So they lit fire on that hut. Villagers ran, Guruji, your hut is burning. Not my hut. How come you're not worried about it? Because it's not mine. Nothing is ours. If this body is not ours, then what we are wearing, what we possess, nothing will go with. In that bhajan we sing what? Mahela kutumba, mahela khajana, sab yahi reh jaave re. All this, your family, your palace, your money, everything will stay here, nothing will go with. The only thing which goes with is the mantra jap, is the bhakti which we did. Nothing else will go with. So if nothing is ours, when we realize that this hut which is burning is not ours, in our life also same, that fire is there, it is burning, we feel that everything is burning around us, but we should not be affected by that what is burning. If you're affected by what is burning, then we are involving ourselves, but we are not involving ourselves because we are just the witness. If something is burning around us, let it burn. Can we rescue it? No, because it's not ours. I mean, in literal world, if something is burning and you see the kitchen on fire or a gas cylinder exploding or something, yes, please go and put the fire off. I'm talking about the more spiritual aspect of things burning around us. We live in that constant burning, so let things burn. Just observe them, that shall also pass. Nothing is permanent. Happiness will come and go, and sadness will come and go, and worries will come and go. Everything will come and go. It's all clouds. Sometimes the sky is blue, sometimes the sky is black, sometimes the sky is white. Depends on the intensity, depends on the quantity of the clouds. How many clouds are there? No problem. but all clouds will pass. The thunderstorm can last maybe a night, and then that will also pass. If it's normal passing clouds, that is also there. But the problems with us humans is, happy moments are there, we are more worried about the future. We are more worried what will happen after this period ends. Instead of living in the moment, instead of enjoying that present time and enjoying that happiness, we are more worried about what will come. And when that happiness goes and that sadness comes, then we are not thinking, when will this pass and good moments come? No. Then we are more getting in deeper and deeper and deeper into that same mess of that sadness which we are going through. But when there's no expectations, when you don't have these things anymore, then you're not worried about it. Good moments come and go, and bad moments come and go. For us, it's what is said in with the saints, in the presence of the saint, where there is satsangs going on. For us, every day is Diwali. Diwali in India is a celebration which we celebrate. So for us, every day is Diwali. Every day is a new day. Every day is a. That's why Gurudev always said, when you wake up, make pranam to the earth. Thank them for a new day, because we don't know how long this life is. It takes a millisecond to go. So every morning when you again wake up, when you again open your eyes, remember that thank you God, thank you Gurudev, thank you for everything, thank you for this life, thank you for me being still here. And for us it's another day to progress in our life. Otherwise we think that, okay, finally after this human life, this is the last out of all the creatures and we are done. No, then we will recycle again. Everything is that we are stuck in this cycle of death and birth. And it's much more happier up there. So hopefully we attain self-realization by the Kripa of Gurudev and get moksha, that we don't need to again start in this same cycle of death and birth. That's why we say, Hame hai kama satsang se jagat bake to vakanete. Our work, we focus on satsang. If the world around us is barking, let them bark. When an elephant is walking and the dog is barking in the back, the elephant will not every time look back and say, why is it barking? Same as that. In the life, doesn't matter if you're doing good, even if you're doing bad, then still people say, oh, look how bad this person is, look, he's useless, he does nothing. Even when you try to do something good, still there will be people behind you because of jealousy saying, oh, look, he's doing this and he's doing that. So the allegations, the gossips, the useless talk, all these things will continue. So we know our goal, we know our path, we know that we have the Kripa of Gurudev. So continue forward, don't look back who is saying what. Because if we start looking back and observing and thinking and contemplating on what we can do and why we did this and why we did that, then we won't be able to live and to continue further. Past is past, future we don't know. Focus now. Focus in the present, live your life. Doesn't matter how it is, it will be good. Because we have Guru Kripa, and Guru Kripa hi kevalam shishya ke ananda mangalam. That's how we find inner peace. And outer peace will always be there. So, Swasti prajabhyam paripalayantam nyayena margena mahin mahesha go brahmanebhyo shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shalapurji Mahadeva ki jai. Devadadev Deveshwar Mahadeva ki jai. Shadip Narayan Bhagwan ki jai. Hindu Dharam Samrat Paramahansa Swami Sri Madhvanand Purji Sadgurudev Bhagwan ki jai. Vishwaguru Mahamandaleshwar Paramahansa Swami Sri Maheshwaranand Purji Gurudev ki jai. सत सनातन धर्म की जय, आज के आनंद की जय, आप सब भक्तों की जय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव शंभो।